Wake up, Drifter. Europe is falling, consumed by an evil disease, and you are falling as well. You've been marked by the Black Death, infected with an incurable plague. Do you remember your dream? This is your last chance to fulfill it. Your final journey to find peace. You'll have to reach for beyond the veil and embrace its dark powers. Such is your fate, Drifter. You must die, but you still can dream. Wake up, Drifter. Europe is falling, consumed by an evil disease, and you are falling as well. You've been marked by the Black Death, infected with an incurable plague. Do you remember your dream? This is your last chance to fulfill it. Your final journey to find peace. You'll have to reach for beyond the veil and embrace its dark powers. Such is your fate, Drifter. You must die, but you still can dream. Wake up, Drifter. Europe is falling, consumed by an evil disease, and you are falling as well. You've been marked by the Black Death, infected with an incurable plague. Do you remember your dream? This is your last chance to fulfill it. Your final journey to find peace. You'll have to reach for beyond the veil and embrace its dark powers. Such is your fate, Drifter. You must die, but you still can dream.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Sorry we are like 10 minutes late, but there's a lot to do before the launch of crowdfunding campaign, so
Yes.
um,
Every time it's more and more stuff to add. We have always more and more tools here on Backerkit, but you know, each and every time you got to set the things, check tribal time, just to know that inevitably something will go differently than expected. But here we are in less than 1 hour, 50 minutes, I think, something like that, before the launch of the Old City, this new Memento Mori campaign, which is both a new Backerkit crowdfunding campaign, but also a campaign book for Memento Mori. Hi, everyone. Of course, hi, Angelo and Caterina, Alexandra, All Things, thank you to be here. Grazie ovviamente anche a tutti gli italiani che ci seguono e so che sono appassionatissimi di Memento Mori e finalmente avranno alla creazione, produzione e realizzazione di un nuovo libro per Memento Mori, un'intera campagna scritta ovviamente sempre dagli autori originali. Sorry for the Italian parenthesis here sometime.
right. Sorry, there is every time we open any window, the sound will just come back, but that should be settled. So I see there's a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces. If you don't know anything about Memento Mori, hi, first of all, I'm Rico, he's Simone, we are part of Two Little Mice. We are a small Italian independent studio, and in the past we're all done a lot of very cute games like Household and the cinematic Outgun, but this time we are doing a very grim dark game, and as we always like to tell, Memento Mori is like dark, not cool dark, so get ready
Nice.
for a really
Very
dark
Real very dark.
So last year, but Rico, can you up your mic a bit? I cannot actually, but I will try to be as close as possible to the screen. So last year we went to crowdfunding to translate this little book that it's called Memento Mori, which is an Italian RPG, and we did this thanks to a very successful campaign, because we it was over 200,000 euros back then. It was our first campaign on Backerkit. It was a huge success, and we managed to do a very cool edition, which is the standard edition of Memento Mori, golden engraved, golden edging on every page. So it's pretty cool. And thanks to the first campaign, we also did this limited Deathless edition, which is a very cool limited box, and the cover of this box is actually a magnetic screen for the GM, and inside you find all the books and the accessories, because this beauty here, the blue one, it's not actually a book, it's another box full of accessories such as tarots and dice and all that stuff. And today we are here because we are going to reprint the Deathless edition, which is now sold out. The last copy flew away at the Gen Con some weeks ago. And also we are here to launch a new campaign, which is the Old City, that is going to be this kind of journal with all the information you need to play, all the NPC. There's going to be a map of the city of Orvieto, drew by
Fabio Porfidia.
Porfidia, and then a lot of additional artwork by both Fabio Porfidia and our friend Francesco Biagini, who is responsible for many of the monsters of Memento Mori. So there is a lot. If you have any question, we are currently we are live on YouTube and on the Backerkit page, thanks to these very cool features from Backerkit. So if you have any question about the upcoming campaign, please feel free to ask. In the next half an hour, I will show you the pledge level once again. I will show you the first couple of stretch goals, but most of all, we will just ease a little bit of the stress, because doing a crowdfunding campaign is extremely stressful, no matter how many. This is our 13th,
12th, I don't know, 14th.
More than 10 times we have been doing this.
More than 1,000 times, yes, we've been there.
You never know what to expect, you never know, it's always a first to do a crowdfunding campaign. So yes, I'll wait if there is some questions from the chat.
Interesting. Yo, hi George.
Hi George. So let's start from scratch. What's Memento Mori? Memento Mori is an indie grimdark RPG set in an historical medieval Europe in the 14th century at the time of the Black Plague. So that's our context. We are in Europe. It's the medieval time, the darkest medieval time that you could possibly imagine. And there is the Black Plague. And the Black Plague historically killed, I believe, a third of the European population. So it was kind of a big deal. And in Memento Mori, you are one of the people who are sick with the Black Plague. And due to the plague, you are about to die. Hence the name Memento Mori. Remember, you must die. But as you get sick with the plague, you also find out about another reality that is parallel to ours. The reality that exists behind the veil. And this is a reality of dark creature from the European folklore. There's witches, there is devils, There is all kind of angels and different creatures, trolls, dragons even, you name it. And this creature wants something from you, and they will offer their help, they will offer their powers, and you have a chance to take this power onto you and to fulfill your last dream, possibly avoiding your death. You're probably not going to be able to survive this game, let's face it. You're probably going to die, but at least you have one last chance, one last shot at fulfilling your final dream. You want to see your child for the first time because maybe you were at war while they were, being born. Maybe you want to see your loved one for the last time. Maybe you have something that you have to tell to someone. Maybe you have some place that you want to be when you die. Maybe you have someone that you have to kill before you die. Maybe you need revenge. You need to settle a score. Whatever your dream might be, the goal of Memento Mori, of your Memento Mori campaign, is to try and fulfill it before your inevitable demise. And how are you going to fulfill your dream? Thanks to your supernatural powers, your dark powers that you will develop together with the plague. So the sicker you become, the more powerful you are, and the more powerful you are, the sicker you become, until inevitably things start spiraling down, and you are, for your last action in this game, you are at the most powerful you've ever been. So
you become more and more unnatural and supernatural, unlocking all sorts of magical, unnatural abilities, but yes, becoming less and less and less human while you do that. So it's a very cool game about sacrifice, about how much are you ready to sacrifice about yourself, how much of yourself are you ready to give up in order to achieve your long last dream, and how much you will use this power that are very powerful and very dark also, but and they will steer you away from your humanity.
and
Losing stuff.
it's going to be a game of balance,
Yes.
because you will be the one who decide how much you want to corrupt yourself. So it's one of those games where at first players can be really cocky, they can really be daring with their action. They want to achieve more power and more power, and they are not afraid, and they shouldn't be afraid at first to corrupt themselves, to give up on something, to become more powerful. But then, as the game goes on, you gotta be a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more aware of what you are losing, because now every time you call up to your powers, every time you draw from your dark parts, you risk of corrupting yourself more and more and more and more. So that's my favorite part about Memento Mori, that usually in every RPG you become more confident because you know the game better, you are more powerful, and if you do the right choices in an RPG, at a certain point you may also become too powerful for your level of experience. So usually there is this curve in RPGs where the more you play, the more confident you are in your abilities as a player and as a character. In Memento Mori, is quite the opposite. The more you play,
it's very easy to be too powerful for your own good in Memento Mori, but it's all about that. Every power, every new incredible possibility comes with a very high price for your character that has a countdown in some way. Cannot do everything. They gotta choose what to do and how to do it, and knowing that the more you use your power, the more powerful you become, but the sooner you succumb to the plague. It's a vital part of the game.
and to just talk a little bit about the game. I will start from the pledge level so that I can show at least some of the books. First of all, here I have one of the amazing art made by Francesco Biagini for
Yes.
Memento Mori. This is the Knight of the
Eagle.
and we'll tell you why there is a Knight of the Eagle in Memento Mori. So the first pledge that you're going to find in this campaign, Jay, I agree. This is very realistic. So the first pledge that you're going to find is the marked pledge, which is the full collection of Memento Mori in PDF, including the old city. So if you are new to Memento Mori and you want everything in PDF, that's the pledge for you, because you will be on par. All the digital stretch goal from the first campaign, everything that exists, even some things that are not currently on sale on
Right.
Drive-Thru RPG, you will find everything, all the digital unlocked stretch goal from the previous campaign and from this one. This will include I don't know if it's written everywhere, but this will include the Memento Mori soundtrack, because last time we unlocked a 6-track soundtrack for Memento Mori, which is very, very cool, I have to say, composed by our friend Jeff Grammy, and this soundtrack is not available anymore, but you will have it in every pledge, including the marked pledge. Moving up, we have got the Drifter pledge. The Drifter is the Memento Mori core book in its standard and unique edition. I always say, because people believe usually this is some kind of limited edition because it's made of a very cool kind of cloth like material, and it's all engraved in gold and golden edging. So you've got 2 ribbon bookmark, which is always easier for us to go through the books, and this is the standard edition of Memento Mori. So there is a pledge called Drifter, when you will have the hardcover Memento Mori core book, everything you need to play. Just this one is enough. 300 pages, I believe, something like that. 300, yes.
300 and something, I think.
Yes, 300 and some. And also the full collection, so not only the core book, but all the books in digital, all the stretch goal, and the new campaign, of course, the old city.
Yes.
Everything in digital format will be delivered in about a month from now, so 2 weeks after the end of the campaign. Everything that already exists. Everything that we unlock now and the old city books will have to wait a little bit more. But we are aiming to deliver at least the PDF before the end of the year. This is not by any means a promise, but it's what we are trying to do.
It's the plan.
Yes. Moving up, we got the Eagle pledge, which is just the old city PDF, and the map of Orvieto. This is something, if you already are a proud owner of a Deathless edition, and you have everything of Memento Mori, you are only interested in the new campaign.
What's new?
The Eagle pledge is everything new. Includes the stretch goal, includes the book itself of the old city that will fit inside your Deathless edition box, which is always nice. The old city PDF, of course, and the map, the A3 map of Orvieto, made by Fabio Perfidia. Hi Fabio, if you are looking at us, by the way. Moving up, we've got the Viper pledge. This is a weird one, because this is the old city PDF and the Arcafati box. The Arcafati box it looks like a book, is actually a box, and includes all the stretch goals from the first campaign, the dice, the tarot cards. So this is basically This is basically a pledge if you want the new stuff and the accessories. So maybe you have already brought these in your favorite store or at a convention, and you are just looking for accessories that you can't normally find in the store and the old city book. That's the pledge for you. Vibe. It's a better look at the amazing tarots. Sorry, I have to show our. We are so proud of our tarot.
I know.
I have mine here. It's just the major arcana because Memento Mori doesn't use minor arcana, and they are all. I think now we are starting to understand that we like gold embossing, and so yes.
There are some things.
And here I have the sun. I have to do this all the time. If it's not your first live stream, you know that I have to do this all the time to make you understand how shiny these tarots really are, because they will blind you and your pets. This is the sun. Yes. I really use the sun to play with my cat. Moving up, we have got the librarian pledge. So librarian is all the 3 books and the new old city book. This is if you just want the books. You don't need accessories, you don't need dice, you don't need cards, you just want your books and you're good to go. This is good value for money. They come at a bundle discounted price, and it's everything written that exists about Memento Mori. These, by the way, are the books. And finally, of course, we've got our deathless hero, which is the old. It's basically everything that exists or will ever exist in this campaign.
Yes.
The only thing that is not inside the deathless is big box. It's the Memento Mori coin, because we have done, let me see if I can, yes, we have decided to do a special coin for this campaign that it's also it comes from something that you will find inside the old city book. This is going to be a metal coin with a design inspired by the Templars, made by Francesco Biagini, and this coin will be an exclusive, free for early birds, but it will also be available as an add-on from day one.
Yes.
So if you want, you don't need multiple coins to play, just one for the group. If you want multiple for collection, or because you don't want the greasy end of your greasy players,
Your players to touch your card.
like I am the OCD one in my group, so I have my stuff and the table stuff. You know, it's like my dice and the dice.
From what I hear talking to Aura fans, it's something in common to a lot of player and master as well.
I feel you. And so if you need multiple, if you missed the 72 hours early bird, you can add it to your pledge as an add-on. Please know that for obvious reason, but we say it all the time, the add-on, the early bird is only available if you pack in the first 72 hours at any physical pledge level.
Yes.
We will not, for obvious reason, send a physical item on digital pledge, but pledging a digital pledge now will take you to the pledge manager, of course. So, but you will have to add the coin manually as an add-on during the pledge manager phase. That's just to be clear. Less than 30 minutes to go.
28, 27, to be
I
precise.
see there's already 100 of you following
Yes.
this live or on Backerkit. So thanks for bearing with our accents and all that stuff. So this is, I believe, everything. In 10 minutes, I will also give you
Yeah, I think
stretch
we
goals.
showed a little bit of all the pledge levels. We can, of course. Hi, Marsh. Thank you. Um, I think we can use like 10 minutes to talk a little bit about what we know about the actual campaign
Yes.
we did in some previous live stream, but not all of you were there. So, what's the Old City about? Let's start with the title. The Old City refers to a real city in Italy, in more or less the exact center of Italy, more or less, which is called Orvieto. Orvieto comes from Latin urbs vetus, which means the Old City. So, it's on point. Orvieto is a very interesting small town in Italy with a rich history, especially during medieval times. It has been built on top of a very huge rock that was actually part of an enormous volcano that exploded like 300,000 years ago in the middle of Italy, forming a big lake called Lake of Bolsena, and shattering this huge bank of volcanic rock that seems like mountains right now. And on top of one of those very steep kind of rock, it's very easy to spot the city even coming from afar. Someone decided to build this city called Orvieto. Viedo having been built or a very volcanic type of rock, which is very easily to drill and dig, is full of underground passages, some ties to legend, some more, some not. But the others, Andrea and Marco, decided to rely. Thank you, Rico, for the wonderful picture of Pietro. I think that was a chunk of a enormous volcano that shot through the air
cool because
300,000 years ago.
it looks like a mountain, but it's actually
Yes.
a big rock that flew from the
Just
sky.
one single rock, yes, that
Literally
here
fell
above.
from the sky in very, very, very ancient times.
So, what did the other decided to do? They decided to dig a bit on the history of Verpietus and found out some real historical facts that are at the core of this Memento Mori campaign. Basically, in Oviedo, there were four noble families with four different crests based on four different animals. We have the eagle, as you saw before, the viper, that you will see inside the campaign page, the chef,
The deer.
the deer, thank you, Rico, sorry. The deer, which is the chief of the deer family, is Belinda of the deer that you can see here, and the hound. These four real noble family were really at a war, let's say, like shadow war inside the city. So the author decided to start from there and tied this feud with some really cool Memento Mori dark lore. So basically, you will find yourself there. Your group of drifter will be some survivors of a battle or group of messes, and you will have to choose. You ended up in Orvieto in the Orbs Vetus, in the old city, for whatever reason, and you remain stuck into this feud that will endanger not just yourself, but the entire city. You will have to know all different families and decide which side to pick, if you want even to pick a side. Of course, each and every one of the families will have some very, very dark secrets, dark creatures that help us or they control, dark items and artifacts and such. And so you will have to start and investigating about this huge secret war that will bring you to discover something even more evil, ancient, and dark than these four families find each other. That's all we know, because the others are reading the campaign, and they just give us some lines that we can tell but there's a lot to discover inside the campaign.
And especially what will be cool about this campaign, not only we got a chance to visit our Italy, so we are in a as comfort zone as it gets, but also it's very cool because of course Memento Mori was written for an Italian audience at first.
Yes.
And we Italian, of course, and European in general, we have a very deep connection with the European history, lore, and folklore. So, of course, it's easier for us to imagine these places which we live in. And many of the, especially the American audience, the Australian, Canadian audience of Memento Mori were asking for some guidance, some like we need some pre-made adventure, we need some ready stuff to
Some entry point.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
someone to accompany them into a world that we know very well, because as you saw from the picture that Rico sent you, our video is more or less
Here.
very similar in the last 700 years. So a lot of cities in Italy didn't change as much as one could imagine. But yes, if someone lives far from here, may use this campaign as a really useful entry point with tons of description and a way to understand how was the life back then during the plague.
So yes, it's something that's been asked a lot for us to make a Memento Mori campaign. So we thought this would be the perfect timing. And as Memento Mori, I don't know if you know, but Memento Mori recently was nominated for the 2025 Annie Awards and was nominated for Best Rules.
Yes.
And also for Product of the
Product
Year.
of the Year.
So with two very important nominations. We're very happy. We decided it was the best time to embark on another Memento Mori journey. I'm sorry that today the actual authors of the book, Andrea and Marco, couldn't be with us. Hopefully we'll have them at the end of the week or the beginning of next week to celebrate the first 3 days or the first 7 days of this
We'll see.
campaign. We'll see. So at least they can tell you a little bit more, because they know what they can say without spoiling too much. I'm always afraid that I'm spoiling stuff for them.
Yes.
And B, they can also spoil, because I know that they say that we cannot
No,
give
yeah.
spoilers, but they will, so it's easier. But I can relate, because if you know us, me and Simone, we like to spoil stuff from the game we write all the time. So yeah, that's the perks of being a writer, that you can spoil stuff. We are 20 minutes
19 minutes left.
from this campaign. I will start to show you a couple of the first two stretch goals that we'll have in this campaign.
Yes.
As always, all of our campaign, if you are familiar with us, the funding goal is set at 10,000 euros. 10,000 euros, yes. And we will have a stretch goal every 10,000. And so it's the usual 2LM campaign. There's a question, sorry, from the show. How do you feel about winning the ends? We didn't actually win an Annie this year. Memento Mori was just nominated.
Which is a
for
very
us
huge accomplishment
And
for us
yes.
and the game, just to be totally clear.
No, it's I don't know if you know how the Annies work, but the nomination is decided by judges, and then people have to vote for your game to decide. So it's being nominated is already a huge honor, and winning depends on how many players you have, how many people. But I think that Memento Mori got on the radar of many people after the Annie nomination, unfortunately.
Yes, we saw it at Gen Con.
Gen Con people
You know,
were, yeah.
yes, we sold out all the copies we brought, and a lot of people are very interested in Memento Mori because they heard of it in the Annie's booth or just read it online, whatever. So it was a pleasure to be there again this year and share this alongside for the game Household Adventures in the House Outcome, together with Freely, of course. But yes, it's a very huge and very humbling step for us, of course, and for Memento Mori, which until last year it was an Italian only role playing game that we brought to the international audience. So yes, we are very happy.
I have to say that last year we did win a Silver Annie for best game and product of the year for this little game which is called Outgunned. And winning an Annie is always
Thank you.
it's always cool, but you can't get an Annie's all the years, otherwise it's not special anymore.
Yes.
So we'll try with Household Volume 2 next year, but for some reason Household never gets nominated. I don't know why. They don't apparently they don't like Household at the Ennis, but that's fair. And by the way, if we have some Household fans, some Household backers here,
Yes. I already asked how is Household 2 going, of course.
Household is always going in the best and worst possible way.
Yes.
So for
It's
you,
always going well. It's always more work than anticipated. No matter how much work you anticipated, it's always more.
but for you, Household Gaia is going well, meaning that it's more than 100. It's 100 pages more than we promised. So it's a huge book, and you will have a huge update later today, on Household, and it's all going perfectly on plan. We don't expect a single day of delay, like we should be able to deliver within the time frame. But for us, it's not going so well because it's 100 pages more than we promised. And since we promised like 200 pages, now it's 300 pages. It's
Yes.
you know, a lot more work.
It's a lot. That's what I'm not to say.
But Household is what it is. Greg is asking you to.
Just asking, looking forward to DMing. Memento Mori, have you recon Simone's program about your RPG design influences and RPG literary historical interest inspiration? We have in the past, but since we are not the author of Memento Mori, we probably will have a very, very useful chat about these arguments as well. Greg, if you would like to follow us with the actual author, with Andrea and Marco, that will we will have a live together with them in some days. I don't know. Give us the time to understand when to do that, but I think it could be very interesting to have a chat with them about their inspiration and their both RPG and not RPG inspiration for this design.
I can tell from for the lore of Memento Mori, it's actually a weird inspiration because Marco Bucci, who is the author of the lore, always speaks about Memento Mori as the weird encounter between his love for the European folklore. He knows his matter very well. Like he reads, the real historical documents. He liked the real stuff, not the pop fantasy stuff, but the real folklore. And also there is a lot of Japanese influence. There is a lot of Berserk going on. There's a bit of Dark Souls in there. So it's kind of the merging of a certain dark and pop culture together, which with his incredible and deep knowledge of the real stuff, historical folklore.
There's a lot of text and information taken from real history of witchcraft that he is very fond of, especially Marco. So especially in the Bestiary, in the Codex Aragas, for the one who already has it, it's full of bits of knowledge coming directly from historical text and reimagined into this dark fantasy setting, which is Memento Mori. Yeah, that's the
And it's
another level.
you'll have to hear it.
12 minutes remaining.
You'll hear it in the next live stream directly from the authors, but they really know their stuff and they're really crazy about it. Let's see. Let's talk about the first stretch goals a little bit.
Thank you, Greg. Yes.
So first couple of stretch goals. We already revealed that there's going to be a new character added as the first stretch goal, so at 20,000. So right now you have 4 pre-made characters in the core book of Memento Mori that you can use. We will add 4 pre-made characters in the old city.
Yes.
But something that we have in common, me and Simone and Marco and Andrea, is that we like pre-made characters. We like them a lot because pre-made characters are a wonderful way to speak to the players, to the audience, and suggest them how their character should look like. And I believe it's extremely important because, of course, all the GM, they want pre-made adventure, they want maps, they want handouts, NPCs, because they want to understand how their game should look like. And that's a beautiful thing, a right thing to do. Like, I want to see what do you as an author think that my game should look like. Maybe I'll do something completely different, but where this should be set, how things should be going, how much space for a fight, how much space for exploration. But when it comes to pre-made characters, which are the same thing for a player, me as a player, the first thing I go and take a look at are pre-made characters. Like, how should my character look like in this game? Should be like heavy weaponry, or it's a common folk? What am I playing? But usually pre-made characters are boring as hell. I shouldn't say it, but I said it. But usually many games, pre-made characters are just boring. Me, Simone, Andrea, Marco, we all like for our game to have engaging a pre-made character that you could really like you are like, I want to play as them. So long story short, 4 additional characters weren't enough for Andrea and Marco, and of course each of these characters have to come with custom art made both in full color and black and white from Alessandro Manzella. Hi Alessandro. And so yeah, we decided to add at least one as a stretch goal, and she's Briska, and she was extremely good looking, she was extremely cool character. So as always, the cool one became our first stretch goal, because now we want to unlock, and then we'd be really sad if Briska doesn't make it. So it's the first.
And she's also a clear example of what we mean when we say we love pre-made characters. And as we do also, Andrea and Marco loves to use pre-made characters in a campaign setting to show how to tie a story of a character, a background of a character, with the matter you are playing, with the campaign you are playing. In Briska's case, let's say she's Briska the Rat. Every character in Memento Mori has this kind
nickname.
of nickname that is very important for the game. She basically is she had a normal name before choosing the name Briska, but she's now some sort of mercenary after being abandoned as a child by a noblewoman, a named noblewoman from Orvieto. So when you play as Briska in the Old City campaign, you may want to explore her past and in which family is he tied to, and what does he mean? What this means for you and for how you will choose to play your campaign. So yes, she's an infiltrator basically. She's someone who grew up on the streets, so it's very streetwise and also knew and remember something from the street of Orvieto when she was abandoned. Of course, no character in Memento Mori has a very happy history, as you probably imagine. But I mean, I've seen worse, at least.
And Greg is asking if we think that Italian RPG designers are better than the others, because he also loves Francesco Nepitello's One Ring. So first of all, hi Francesco. Francesco is a friend of us. We've been working together on different stuff. So definitely we are a fan of Francesco's work as well. And he's kind of the flag carrier of the Italian flag in RPG.
Yes,
So I do not necessarily believe that Italians do RPGs better, but I do believe that Italians like beautiful stuff. So I would say that we try to do in RPGs very beautiful RPGs in matter of layout and with Francesco we also share Flag Bearer. Thank you, Greg. With Francesco we also share one of the artists, which is the guy who does the cover art for the One Ring. Is also working on Household, in some of the interior art of Household, which is Antonio De Luca. And hi Antonio. So I definitely think that we like. I didn't say, Jay, that we are good at doing beautiful thing. Just
we like,
but we
and
like,
we try.
We strive to do
Yes.
beautiful things.
Go in that direction.
Yes. So sometimes people like Francesco, and I hope people like us manage to do something something beautiful. Scott is also talking about the French who does. I'm sure the French do beautiful stuff as well, but as an Italian, I am forbidden to talk good about the French, and that works both ways. Like a French will never say something good about us. Even our dear French friends are not allowed to say anything beautiful about us. That's part of the deal with the French. Second stretch goal that I want to reveal is at 30,000, the Meat Puppet, which is a new monster that will be added. Now, we asked Andrea and Marco not to add too many new monsters because they took a lot of space, a lot of art in this book, and also because this is not a supplement, this is just a campaign, a playable campaign, and there is already a book with like 60 enemies. So we said, please don't add too many enemies, and so they decided to add enemies as stretch goals. So if you want to make them happy, unlock as many new monster as you can. This is going to be a Meat Puppet, the first one, which is Simone. I don't know.
Basically,
yes.
Puppets. No, I know something. Basically, Meat Puppets are also a way in which Andrea Marco wants to talk about what's happening in Orvieto. Meat Puppets are creation from someone with some dark powers and taking corpses and animating them by adding this twisted meat on their bones to control them more easily. Is one of the creatures that, of course, lurks underneath the city of Orvieto and are tied to someone doing some forbidden dark magic, witchcraft stuff.
The art is truly disturbing, and we will give you the full art once we unlock it, hopefully. But it's truly a disturbing piece.
Thank you, Mark.
More about culture. We European have a complicated relationship, and there are some rules that we need, some ground rules that we need to follow. It's a cursed everything burrito that checks out.
In a way.
We oddly appropriate.
I don't know if burritos, lots of stuff.
It's oddly appropriate for the mid puppet. We've got like 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes and 40 seconds left to the launch. That, as always, should be automatic, but every time you're looking at it, will be automatic.
So in less than 2 minutes, we will end this live stream and we'll leave you to the actual campaign. What can I say? Thank you guys for being with us as we are blubbering some Italian gibberish. It's always fun to hang out 1 hour because you don't have really much to do 1 hour before the launch of the campaign, but you start to feel a little bit of the pressure. So it's always good to hang out with you. Depending on how the campaign goes, we might have another live stream tomorrow or the day after to talk about the new stretch goals, and we are going to definitely have a live stream with the authors either at the end of the week or the beginning of next week.
It's Friday or next Monday or Tuesday, 1 week after. But we will warn you, as you know, we are very good at communicating everything during a campaign because we believe in communication. While just 1 minute and 15 seconds are left till the launch of the campaign, I will begin to say thank you to each and every one of you, more than 100 people here on Lunch Party waiting for this campaign to go actually live. Thank you, Marsh. Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you, George. Thank you, Jay, and all the others that are here giving some of their time to relieve our own stress. That's what's happening. Just be clear about this. And what to say? Thank you again. We will be in constant contact. Of course, if you have any questions, write down in the comments during the... Let's see, Enrico, you want to extract the tarot to see our destiny.
Just one card, shouldn't do this, but let's see what the card says about this campaign.
The Lovers.
The Lovers. The Lovers, which I believe represents choice, represents kind of the road that goes on different paths. So that's a very tricky card to read for this campaign, but you know, I guess the choice is yours. Just thank you guys. The campaign should be live and we should be doing our stuff. Bye guys, see you next time.
Bye.
Wake up, Drifter. Europe is falling, consumed by an evil disease, and you are falling as well. You've been marked by the Black Death, infected with an incurable plague. Do you remember your dream? This is your last chance to fulfill it. Your final journey to find peace. You'll have to reach for beyond the veil and embrace its dark powers. Such is your fate, Drifter. You must die, but you still can dream.